Hey, how's it going? I first want to apologize if the audio in this video sucks. This room is very bare and it's a lot of echo, and I have little I can do about it at the moment, so my apologies. I'll do the best I can in post to make sure the audio is as good as possible. But regardless of all that, this video is talking about, yes, the new 2023 Ford Ranger Raptor. Of course, Ford has just come out with the new Raptor variant of their vehicles, and that's going to be the Ranger. So kind of cool. I actually really like it, more or less than the Bronco. So I want to talk about it in this video, and that's what we're going to do. Alright, so yes, it's no surprise now that most people know Ford has released the new Ranger Raptor, and I gotta say, I kind of like it. I think it's a more cohesive package, in my opinion, you know, it's just a subjective point of view, than the Bronco. I think maybe because the Bronco is such a new vehicle, and them trying to adapt the Raptor package to it was, it didn't seem like it works as well as it does with the Ranger here. It really appears that the Ranger Raptor seems more or less like a shrunken F-150 Raptor, which is a good thing in the grand scheme of things, right? I mean, that's kind of what it should be, right? It should be basically a smaller F-150 Raptor. That's kind of where the Ranger falls in, it's a smaller truck. I actually really enjoy how this vehicle looks, which we're going to talk about first. I think it looks good. In fact, it very much resembles the way the dimensions look, how wide it is, its stance. It very much resembles the first gen Raptor. I don't even know how long ago that was, 2008, 9, 10, whenever that was. The SVT Raptor. Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, the first gens. And that's a good thing. That was one of the best gens. I mean, the performance of the EcoBoost is better, but that 6.2 V8, man, that was a hell of a truck. Yeah, this looks really good for a smaller pickup truck. Definitely is going to stand out on the road compared to the other Rangers out there. One other thing I really like about this Ranger Raptor is the interior. I think the interior looks awesome. It's so much more cohesive. The materials look a lot better quality than what looks like they put in the Bronco Raptor. It's basically the same type of quality you would see in the F-150. So it looks good, and all the materials look right. It looks exactly the way you think it should look for this kind of vehicle and the price point that this vehicle is expected to be in. The nice thing is you got that large vertical tablet touchscreen. I know a lot of things are going to that now. I'm not a huge fan of it, but it's not horrible. I'd take that over a lot of other different implementations of such infotainment systems. It still looks like you have some knobs there on the bottom and stuff, so you have some physical buttons for the climate control. I don't know if you can control any other things through that, but anyway, it's nice to see that they give you an actual gear lever, not the rotary dial. Not to say I hate the rotary dial, I just know a lot of people do, and I think aesthetically having the actual column or console shifter there looks a lot better. And it feels better, like when you're driving that vehicle, to have something to put your hand on and move. It's just, it's better. But yeah, I mean, looks like it's got the same treatment as every other Raptor. The red accents, center red stripe on the steering wheel, all that good stuff. Looking on the outside again, you see that it has all the same treatments, the big front skid plate, wider fenders, the little fender flares, which once again looks just like the F-150. It's got the right amount of width on the flares. Looks good. The only downside to the Ranger Raptor, even though it shares the same chassis as the Bronco, it doesn't get as beefy suspension. The Bronco Raptor shares its 3.1-inch diameter Fox Racing adaptive shocks with the F-150 Raptor. The Ranger gets 2.5-inch diameter Fox Racing shocks. So it doesn't get the same level of suspension, but it still gives a much upgraded suspension suitable for the Ranger, I suppose. It does get 33-inch BF Goodrich KO2s, so that's good, and 17-inch B-locks, which is also good. It also says here it does get the anti-lag feature that the Bronco has, so that's cool. Kind of an interesting racing feature that they put into these new Raptor vehicles. And with that said, powertrain-wise, identical, which is kind of cool. I mean, it would have made sense. It wouldn't have made sense any other way. If they were going to stick the 3-liter EcoBoost in the Bronco, use the same chassis, there's no reason they couldn't have used it for the Ranger. And that's exactly what they did. So they used 3-liter EcoBoost, twin turbo. It says here for, I guess, Europe, it's a little bit detuned, 392 horsepower, 430 pound-feet of torque. It's likely going to be the same as the Bronco here. It's going to be 400 and whatever the torque is, 400, maybe 400 or whatever. I don't know what they're going to do about that. But through the 10-speed automatic, standard four-wheel drive, and it has a 2-speed transfer case with front and rear locking diffs. So that's cool. That's really good that you get all that standard. I would expect to. That's why you pay the premium for the Raptor package. So it's good. But even though this reveal is for the global version, that's exactly what it means, global. So this is the same thing you're going to get in every market. So yes, we are getting this here in the US. And that's awesome. So it says it should be available, I guess, to start ordering in 2023. Of course, with everything going on, who knows when anyone will actually get them. But I guess ordering will open up in 2023. So now, with all the good I have to say about it, there is some big concerns I have. Huge. Mainly the price. Now, seeing that it doesn't have the same suspension as the Bronco Raptor, it's not as capable, and it seems that the Ranger is a little bit, the base price compared to a Bronco is a little bit less. I really hope that at the end of the day, MSRP is not the same as the Bronco Raptor, which is insanely high, I think. I think even at $65,000, the Bronco Raptor would have been a much better price point to start at. But you're pushing 70 grand there for the Bronco Raptor. I really hope they don't do this with the Ranger. I read somewhere that some sources say it's going to be somewhere around $54,000 starting for the Raptor version, which is a lot more reasonable. I think if you can get a pretty decently equipped vehicle for around that price with the kind of performance, I think that's reasonable. I think if you get above that into the 60 grand, you're in a different sector of the market. I don't think really wants to be spending that kind of money for a Ford Ranger. That's the thing with this kind of vehicle. Everyone says, the Mustangs are a niche market because of performance, and you don't think this is even more of a niche market? Even more so, because, it's really geared for off-roading, even though most of the time they'll be driving them on the streets, but most of the other cars they make that are performance-oriented can easily be driven on the streets, and it's not marketed to be driven off the road. So, that's the thing. There's a lot of the performance stuff that goes into this vehicle is things no one will ever use. Unlike something like a Mustang or any other type of road-going vehicle, or any performance vehicle that's, geared for the track, can easily be driven on the road unless it has some jarring suspension. But for the most part, yeah, it doesn't appeal to a large group. But I think if they can keep the price point in the 50s starting, that would be a lot better for it. And to me, that would be much more appealing. Like, to have a rad little pickup truck that you don't want to, even though you're basically spending F-150 prices for this thing, and that's the problem. That's why everyone's going bananas over the Maverick, because of its MSRP. It's still a really nice, capable truck for, if you want something that's performance-oriented, and you don't need the capability of a full-size truck, and if you can get it for around 50, you're still saving a lot of money compared to what you're going to spend if you really wanted a larger performance truck, the F-150 Raptor. So it would definitely be a much, much better price proposition if Ford can offer for that. That's yet to be seen. No one knows yet what the price is going to be on it, so I really hope they keep that down. Aside from that, I think that's the biggest thing. Of course, with the way things are and the production constraints on everything, that's a whole nother thing that no one can have a clear answer to. but be sure to expect delays on something like this after it's being ordered, because the whole market is so messed up right now. But overall, I really like it. I think Ford has done a good job with this one. I really would like to see this personally in my driveway over the Bronco, and it's great. That's a preference. I'm glad Ford is making more performance vehicles like this. So, and the 3-liter EcoBoost is a really good engine. They've had, out of all the V6 EcoBoosts, I think they've had the least amount of problems for the most part, and their power potential is definitely one of the best outside of the 3.5 high output EcoBoost. But yeah, I think for the most part, it's a good package. I mean, honestly, you get a tune in that thing, and with the 10-speed, oh, that's gonna, in a smaller truck, I know it's gonna weigh more, but you're still probably looking at what, maybe 5,000-6,000 pounds in a smaller truck like that. Man, that's gonna be really quick off the line. So that's gonna be a fun little truck to kind of toy around with. And still does have its off-road capabilities if you actually use it for that. So there's that. But anyway, this is my little rundown here on the new Ford Ranger Raptor. Let me know what you think, and let me know if you're really excited about it, as much more or less than I am compared to the Bronco Raptor. Anyways, that's going to be it for this video. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with everyone you know. If you want to see more content like this and you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and keep a lookout for the next true car enthusiast video.